While 2012 seems to be the magic number, this year continues the unfolding of several major astrological cycles already begun in 2011. The main juggernaut is the infamous cardinal cross involving the square of Uranus, planet of chaos and enlightenment, with Pluto, lord of destruction and transformation. With several passes throughout 2012, we will note large swaths of our current reality giving way to a new global paradigm. In the outer world, much of the encrusted societal behemoths, governments, financial institutions, religions, and universities will find themselves cracking under the weight of their own hypocrisies and inefficiencies. As they represent Pluto and the corrupted form of power and status, they will implode or explode through a greater unveiling of their distortions and sins. Expect to see some major global events surrounding the days of June 24th and September 19th. The powder keg of Uranian energy will come in the form of continuing political and cultural revolutions, economic upheavals, social rebalancing, and will put pressure on the powers that be to change or die. The 1960s was the birth of this particular gestalt, and the seeds of that original commingling will now burst into form, particularly affected by the Uranus, Pluto, and Virgo generation, who were born and came of age in the 1960s and 1970s. Each generation is a product of their time and also possesses the internal collective mechanism to steer the culture forward. Another powerful 14-year trend involves the passage of Neptune moving permanently into Pisces, the sign of its rulership, on February 4th. We have not experienced this transit in our lifetime, as it last occurred in the 1850s and 1860s. Neptune in Pisces heralds an age of dissolution of reality and the dissolving of boundaries, and along with Chiron in Pisces, brings about a potential clearing of our inner emotional swamplands. It will also correlate with an extremely fertile creative expanse, and the visual and film arts will no doubt undergo a renaissance. If there ever were a time we might be lost in a world of our own making, this will be it, either through embracing dark glamour or divine inspiration. Lastly, towards the end of the year, we will finish up our 2.5-year tour of Saturn in Libra as the Lord of Karma and Commitment moves into the sign of Scorpio on October 6th. Saturn in Libra was a very important part of the unfolding cardinal cross, as he challenged us when squaring Pluto during 2009 and 2011 to end certain structures in our lives that were no longer adequate to our real selves and develop new relationships based on equality and respect. Now, with Saturn moving into Scorpio, the real marriage or connuntio begins, and we are required to merge and bond more deeply on an emotional and soul level. We must let old parts of ourselves die in order to give birth to a new self. The generations born between 1982 to 1985 and 1953 to 1956 will be experiencing their respective first or second Saturn returns, and this will be a time of having to face long-held or denied fears of intimacy and betrayal. Avoiding relationships and deep sexual connection will not be an option, as Saturn asks that you succumb to his demands for responsibility and growth. All in all, an incredibly challenging but energizing year, where our new lives are being crucibled. Remember, we've chosen to incarnate at this time of transition, the chasm between worlds. But while one world is most definitely ending, a new one is being birthed in the darkness of the void. Have faith that your greatest life is forming behind the veil, the one we call reality. My hope for us all is that we get the joke of this illusion and move more freely into a place of conscious co-creation with the universe. Happy 2012! Please subscribe, share, rate, or comment on One World in Concert's episodes. Thanks for watching!